Show Saturday, a time where we come on and discuss the shit show for life I have. But so a big difference what do you got? For today is I'm alone ish. So Paula, my wife, is not feeling well today, and so we may do a show tomorrow at 1 Eastern Standard Time. So there's that to maybe look forward to. But I wanted to come on because, well, I think pretty much everyone knows I do write at least every night before I go to bed to empty my brain so I can actually sleep. And then I write in the morning. I hesitate to say journal because I'm like, I don't believe it's that. Could be. I don't know. But funny, when I was in my second hospital, or maybe it was third. Anyways, one of those, they suggested that I start writing. Did I? No. So that was a bit of, well, not a good thing. So thankfully, it only took me a couple years, I go for 5, to finally start. But I tell you, it's amazing. So I am very thankful for that, to actually be writing now, and to just, how do you say? See, this is where Paula comes in really handy. She knows what I'm trying to say, even though, so aphasia is something that you have where you can't think of the words or you say the wrong words. So anyways, even though they tried to get me to admit that I had at the third hospital, the, what do you call it, speech therapist really tried to get me to say, you have aphasia. And I'm like, I don't have it. Why? You're in a hospital. You're supposed to work and get better, right? I was still in this mindset of, I can do it. I'm just gonna do it. Well, when you're in the hospital, you're supposed to work on getting better. Like, they didn't even notice, or I don't know if it was just ever addressed, is my sense of smell. I could not smell. Why didn't I say anything or think of it? I don't know. But it happens to some people. The olfactory nerve goes in your nose and so close to your brain. Basically, my brain swole and cut it off. So it did not work. Thankfully, it came back in 10 or 11 months. So, and check this out. The first thing I smelled was when I was back home with my mom and dad, and we were watching their granddaughter, which my niece, Hannah, she was in her spot, which her spot was kitchen table underneath. And I think it's kind of funny because it's a glass table and you could see down in there. She was pooping, and I'm like, in her diaper, but I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? So definitely my stuff had come back. So my first smell was that. Not awesome, but hey, I was excited because I was just about to go for a visit in San Francisco and have some nice coffee, which I love. So I was glad I could go and smell the fills. Even then, I don't remember noticing that I could not smell. And I know you may think, what in the world, Aubrey? Come on. You should know if you can smell or not. That's just silly. Well, yeah, it's probably silly, but I don't know. So, okay, sorry. What I wanted to get to is, so one thing that happened in the hospital. No, basically a lot of things, how do you say, came together for me. Well, in the hospital, I decided, what is it, live with a life mantra or some motto or whatever. And I don't know, these three things came to me, and I'm like, well, actually seem pretty good, so I'm just gonna go for it. Having said that, I used to live by it every day. I'd like go and go. I'm like, these three things, yes. But I've kind of gotten away from that. And when I was writing this morning, they came up, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good thing. I should probably do that again. But during this whole process, the whole reason I wanted to do this is I want to help share. I mean, we could go into the thing. Stuff happens. Hopefully it's never like this. Like, this was kind of terrible, becoming disabled. I'm like, no. But hey, they give me a 5% chance but to live, and I am thankful that I'm alive. And well, hey, we go on this story. See, this is another reason why Paula's good, is she brings me back from my tangents. Oops. So you get a true shit show today. But I thought, I'm like, I am a bum. Like, what am I doing? I was in the hospital, well, a couple different hospitals for 4 months. And then my parents brought me home to my childhood home, which I am very thankful for. But I'm like, okay, I just turned 36 3 days before my accident. And I'm like, oh, a 36-year-old lesbian in a crazy conservative town. Sorry, I said crazy. I think so. It's a very nice town on the beach. So, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. But I was like, what am I going to do? And another thing that, I don't know if it happened or it just was determined, doctor said I could no longer drive. Wait, what? Well, it was kind of funny, kind of good, worked out, but I had sold my Jeep. I did Jeep Wrangler. Oh, yeah. But I had sold that before I moved to San Francisco because it's expensive to have a car there. You got to pay to park and all this stuff, and that's just crazy. So I didn't have a car anyways. So, but if I wanted to like go to Starbucks, I'd have to ask my mom or dad, hey, can you take me to the coffee shop? I'm like, seriously? So that was a bit of a bummer. But a great thing that happened is I got to move to Peachtree City, Georgia. So it's right outside of Atlanta, but it's this city with over 100 miles of paved trail. Well, why is that cool? Golf carts. So I was able to drive a golf cart because when you're going 15 miles per hour, hey, that's pretty good, and you're off the road. And so I had found a place that I thought was pretty perfect for me. I mean, wow, I can go get coffee, I can go get groceries, I can go to church, I can do all these things. So I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great place. Let's do it. And go back. I would never have done this before, but I was like, gonna go. And great thing that happened is I go to this spot that I know no one. Well, my sister and my older sister April and her family lived like a mile away from the apartment that I got, and so there was somebody close. So if anything ever happened, my mom and dad felt better that somebody was there to help. So, but anyways, I happened to meet, or I didn't meet her, I saw my wife, or future. So she would become my wife. I saw this lady as I was walking my dog, Black Lab Survivor, down there. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, what am I going to say? Hi, nice flag. Like, because she had a rainbow flag. And I'm like, that's cool. But I'm like, that's kind of dumb, right? Well, so I did not say anything. and I was frustrated. I missed the opportunity to meet somebody and, be able to just hang out with somebody. Well, so let's see, a week later, it's hilarious. I saw her golf cart at the Walmart, and I'm like, oh, cool, maybe she'll come out. Or maybe I'll see her in there. Nope. But then a little bit later, like a couple days, we both went to our first PFLAG meeting. And we were both there, so we got to meet and talk, and definitely hit it off. I'm like, who would have thought? With all this craziness going on. So, anyway, so I got to meet her. We became best friends and just, yeah, things went there. But it was really good. I'm very thankful for her in my life. And now, Paula is a little under the weather. And we see she runs this house. And so I miss her. I'm sad that she's not feeling good, and I'm glad she was able to go to a doctor and get some help. But I'm like, wow, not having her around, I'm like, this is different. But I am really trying to help, but I'm really hoping she gets better soon, feels better. But okay, anyways, so back to my writing. So 3 things I said I want to live by and that I would suggest you. I should have made what do you call it? Visual. Sorry. Okay, 1. Live life up every day in every way. So, just you have this one precious life, and I would encourage you, use it. Actually live it. If somebody does something nice for you, tell them, thank you for doing this. Like, for me, I go to Sprouts, the grocery store, and get my coffee beans in a bag, and so I'm able to grind and do my Chemex coffee every day. And I know Teresa is the one that refills them. So I tell her, every time I see her, I'm like, thank you so much for filling this. I appreciate you working in the midst of all this. So, back when I used to go to Starbucks, I'm kind of a, hermit now. We'll stay in the house. But anyways, tell the people that make my coffee, thank you for making this for me. Makes me happy. And, let's see. Oh, I think it's funny lately because we have a lot of door dashing and thing. And one of the ladies one time was like, dude, I love your door color. And it happens to be, well, I like to call it fierce green, lime green. But yeah, she's like, I love it. I'm going to go home and paint my door. I'm like, it makes you happy, right? My favorite color makes me happy. So I want to surround myself with good stuff. Like, lime green. There we go. So, okay. So 1, live your life every day in every way. Live your life up and every day in every way. 2, surround yourself with good people. Like, you can't choose family. You can choose your family. You can choose those around you that you surround yourself with. And I am very thankful that I surround myself with amazing people. Boy, you can't really see it too much, but right there, see, is what do you call a poster that my friends made for me when I was at my first hospital. So basically, right after my accident happened, I think it was 2 days or something, they had planned a surprise birthday party for me, and I kind of messed it up, but they still had it. And they all brought photos and wrote on my wall so I could have it in the hospital. So it kind of, somebody said it helped people know, hey, she's a real person. people care about her. She is loved. She is supported. And I'm just blown away and excited. And it makes me happy every time I see it. Every time I come in here and I see it. So it just reminds me, you know what? Surround yourself with good people. And I'm thankful I've done that. Continue. Sorry. Okay. And third, do shit that matters. Well, what? Well, you can say do stuff that matters. But I'm like, take the time to be, intentional. Do things that actually matter. I choose to say something. I choose to thank Teresa for filling the coffee beans up. I'm very happy for that. I choose to thank my barista when I go to Starbucks. Hey, thank you for making that for me. Side note, I'm kind of upset with Starbucks right now because they did not bring back eggnog. So I'm like, I always got a chai eggnog latte. I'm like, I wait for the holidays because I love it. Now it's gone. What? Anyway, so back when I worked at Starbucks for years, loved it, it's my favorite. And then now after consuming, I'm like, oh, it's best ever. But anyways, bring back eggnog, Starbucks. But basically, yeah, do the things that matter. Tell someone they've done good things for you. Tell somebody if they give you a ride, like, I cannot drive a car, but I say thank you to my wife for taking me to different doctor's appointments I have or whatever it might be. If I can't get there by a golf cart, which I try to, I'm, how do you say, a stubborn little cuss? Like, I'll do it myself. And so I am thankful for the things that people do for me and help me with. So, and really, I think with that, it kind of, you change the way you think. You choose how you respond. And I have something up there, a little, I love quotes, but happiness is a choice. So you choose how you're going to react. You can't choose what happens to you. You can't choose, how life is going to go. I mean, I definitely know that because I was going to be in a very different place, and I swore I was never coming back to the South and all this stuff. And I'm like, but for me, I mean, I can say one thing for sure. If I wouldn't have come back to the South, if I wouldn't have an accident, I would not have met my future wife. Well, now I'm like, dude, she is my soulmate. She gets me. She knows me. There is no comparison. I am just amazed and thankful. So basically all that to say, you know what? You can choose your reaction to things. They may not be good things that happen, but you can choose how to react. And the power then, you can say, it's in your hands. So that's pretty cool, right? And, I was gonna, I guess, share this. I have a few tattoos. Love them. But they mean a lot to me. And, so it's my affirmations. Anyways. So this, it always reminds me, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. So I would encourage you. It just makes me, when I look down, I see, all right, I got this. I could have, and like I read so many people, I could sit on the couch, drink beer, watch TV get fat. I hate beer, so I wouldn't do that. Anyways, But I could just do nothing. I could just wait, have a paycheck come in, good, done. But I'm like, what a waste. I cannot be a waste like that. I've got to engage, I've got to do things. So, yeah, I'm kind of wrap it up and just say, you know what? You can choose how you react to things. Happiness is a choice. What do you choose? And overall, remember that you matter, your story matters, and you belong here. Cheers.